Are there werewolves in Texas? Now, there is a very old story from the 1800s that comes out of Converse, Texas, about this rancher who buys this 100 acres of land. And he wanted to get away from the Civil War at this time. Now, this rancher, he was very rugged and rough. He was an outdoorsman and he loved to hunt and fish. However, his son was completely opposite. He loved to stay indoors and read. So one day, this rancher says, I'm going to make a man of my son. So he goes inside the house, gets his son, and he hands him this rifle. And he tells him, I want you to go out into those woods and I want you to get me a deer. You don't come home unless you have a deer in your hands. So he sends his son to go off into the forest. A couple hours passes and he sees his son come running. And at this time, he thinks, oh, he's excited. He got a deer. But when his son gets to him, he begins to frantically tell him how he was in the middle of the woods. He's seen this half man, half wolf like creature that tried to attack him, but he managed at the last minute to get away. And his father was just like, you know what? This is ridiculous. You just don't want to hunt. But I'm going to make a man out of you. You go back into that forest and don't you come back till you have me a deer. So once again, he sends his son out. Well, a couple hours passes and his son doesn't return. So the rancher starts to think, maybe he just hasn't caught a deer yet. But deep down, he felt worried. He felt like something might be wrong. So another hour passed and he still hadn't returned. So he goes to the neighbors and they form a search party and they head off into the forest. After about an hour of looking for his son, they come upon this clearing. And out on the clearing, they see this 7-foot tall, half man, half wolf like creature. And it has torn his son apart and it is chewing on him. So they fire 2 shots at this thing. And this thing takes off into the woods. And after that, it's said the rancher became a recluse, would not talk to anyone. And then one day he told everyone, I'm going to look for the monster that took my son. And he never returned. And a lot of people still to this day have claimed to see a wolf-like, man-like creature in Converse, Texas, which also happens to be known as Dog Man Alley.